Hello, everyone. I'm thrilled to welcome you all to the series of podcast Roadmap for Acing SSCE Examination. We all know the Grade 12 board examinations have started, and we would all want to know how to attempt the economics paper. For this, today we have with us Ms. Sudashna Roy Chowdhury, Senior Faculty Member of the Department of Commerce, Delhi Public School, Bangalore East. With more than 20 years of experience as an educator, she is here with us today to discuss some important and useful tips to solve the paper. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Seema ma'am.
Ma'am, going on to the first question. Can you give us some tips and tricks to attempt the paper?
Yes, ma'am. So the paper is divided into macroeconomics and Indian economics development. An 80 marks paper where 40 marks is macroeconomics and 40 marks is Indian economic development. Now, macroeconomics is entirely concept based. So the students have to be thorough with all the concepts, their numericals, and the diagrams that are there in this unit. Now, coming to Indian economic development, you have to strict, students have to strict to the NCERT. That should be their Bible, okay? And children have to follow each and every diagram, tables that are given there where they have to economically, relate to certain datas. They have to be thorough with all that. Now, this is how they should prepare their syllabus. Now, after that, they have to solve the sample papers which are issued by the CBSE. Now, after solving sample papers issued by the CBSE, and also one more very important thing is that children have to solve the papers that they have done throughout the year also, because they know by now what mistakes they have committed and they should work on that. So the strategy should be that once you complete your revision of both macro and Indian economic development, after that, you should start solving the sample papers. Now, after solving the sample papers, you should analyze your paper and go back to the questions that you have made a mistake and revise those chapters again. This is how the preparation should go. Now, coming to the day of the examination, that is your 3 hours where the child has to write the paper. So in that, your paper starts at 10:15 basically, because 10:15 is when you get the paper and you have to read the paper. So that 15 minutes is actually very crucial. Children have to read the paper properly, because often it is seen that children do not spend that 15 minutes properly. Because today, if you see, our 50 marks will be competency-based question. So competency-based question means you will be asked questions based on paragraphs, statement questions, assertion reasoning, interpretation of the data given. So that 15 minutes the child has to spend thoroughly. Because often it is seen that when we go for board evaluation, children have not made a mistake because they don't know the topic. They have made mistakes because they have not read the question properly. I'll give you an example here. Often it is seen sometimes if for MCQs, they ask a question like, which one of this is not a direct tax? So children make a mistake. They do not read out the word not and write the wrong answer. So these things have to be avoided so to score well in the paper.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, moving on to the second question. Children need to complete a set number of questions within 3 hours. Could you throw some light on how to manage their time efficiently or effectively?
That's a very important question. Now, how to attempt the paper in that 3 hours? So basically it is 3 hours, 15 minutes, as I already said in my previous question, that 15 minutes of reading time is very important. So when children are practicing mock papers at home, they should follow this guideline. They should also spend 15 minutes for their reading time. And then from 10:30 to 1:30 is your writing time. So there in that 10:30 to 1:30, this 3 hours, the child has to attempt 34 questions. So in that, there are MCQ questions. There are 20 MCQ questions. 10 MCQ questions are asked from macroeconomics and 10 MCQ questions are asked from Indian economic development. So they can, for each section of that MCQ, they can spend 12.5 minutes for that, which sums up to 25 minutes for MCQs. Now, coming to the 3-marker questions, again, 3-marker questions, there are 2 3-marker questions from macro and 2 3-marker questions from Indian economic development. So total of 4 3-marker questions. So for 3-marker questions, the child can spend 30 minutes there, because these questions, there can be a numerical, there can be a diagram-based question where the child has to draw the diagram, solve the numerical. So that much of time can be given. Now coming to the 4-marker questions. Now these 4-marker questions, there are 6 4-marker questions in total. So the first, again, 3 4-marker questions from macroeconomics and 3 4-marker questions from Indian economic development. So there the child can spend again another 60 minutes there altogether, because in the 4-marker questions, they also get the passage questions where they have to read the passage and interpret the passage and do the question. So that will take some time. So they have to follow that guideline, and they can spend around 1 hour for that particular section. Then moving to the 6-marker questions, again, there are a total of 4 6-markers. 2 6-markers are asked from macroeconomics and 2 6-markers are asked from Indian economic development. So they can then again spend another 50 minutes for that part. Now, the last 15 minutes is again very crucial, exactly like the first 15 minutes where they read the paper. So your last 15 minutes should be the rechecking time. So you have to recheck your paper thoroughly, use your question paper, match your questions along with your answers. Often it is seen when we write, we try to, overlook our mistakes, but during the checking time, we catch hold of our mistakes and we can rectify that. So that time should be spent properly. The more the better. If the child has got a better writing speed, they can finish the paper in 2.5 hours, and they can spend half hours for, half an hour for checking the paper. But 15 minutes should be given to recheck the paper. I think this time limit, if they follow, they will be able to do properly.
Yes, ma'am. Time management is such a valuable skill, and it's great that your guidance will help them to complete their paper efficiently. Now, moving on to the third question. Can you tell us how should students work on the presentation of their paper?
Yes, often we try to overlook this part, presentation of the paper, but presentation is very important, as it makes it very easy for the evaluator to correct the paper, and it speaks a lot about the student. So presentation of the paper, first to how to attempt the MCQs and how to present your MCQs. Along with the options given, it is important for the child to write the answer along with the option. Okay. Sometimes it is seen that you miswrite the option number, but if your answer is correct, you tend to get the marks there. So you should always write the correct option along with the number. Now coming to the 3-marker and 4-marker questions, diagram-based questions, you should always use your pencil, ruler properly to draw your diagrams, label the diagram properly. Okay. Now, again, what we see is that suppose sometimes questions are asked like differentiate or compare, contrast. For example, I can tell you like a very common question that is asked is differentiate between revenue receipts and capital receipts. So you should draw a column and then try to divide your page and write down the differences properly. Okay, and for numericals also, you should follow all the steps and do the questions properly. And 6-marker questions also, in 6-marker questions, they require diagram. Even if in the question it is not mentioned, but you are asked a question about inflationary gap, it is understood that the child has to draw the diagram properly. Now, one more thing is that the child has to see that they should not jumble the sections. Okay. Macroeconomics should be done separately and Indian economic development should be done separately. You should not jumble the section. And one more thing they also need to keep in mind is that they have to follow the sequence of the question. It can happen that the child can find, they can start with the 6 markers first. But if you're starting with the 6 marker, you complete the 6 markers of macro. It cannot be you write 1 6 marker, 1 3 marker, 1 4 marker. So it becomes very difficult for the evaluators also to check the paper. And sometimes it happens that it might get that you make a mistake there. So this, you should follow the sequence properly and you need to attempt all 34 questions. Even if you are unsure of a question, please do not leave it blank. Please attempt the question. Sometimes it is seen that the question can be an ambiguous question. And if you've not attempted that question, and the CBSE is going to allot a marks for that, but the evaluator will not be able to give you that marks if you've not attempted the question. So whether you know or you don't know, if you're unsure, please attempt all 34 questions because there is no negative marking in your paper. So you need not worry about that. You have to write all the 34 questions. I think that should be a good way to actually present the paper.
Thank you, ma'am, for these important pointers. Now, moving on to the last question. Case studies and numericals can sometimes feel challenging, but with the right approach, they become much more manageable. How can one approach these type of questions?
Yes. Now, often we see children find this. I will, first I will talk about numericals and then I will go to the case-based questions. Often we see children are scared of the numericals, okay? Especially numericals that are asked from national income, numericals that are asked from theory of income, output, and employment, and very few numericals are asked from government budget chapter. Now, national income numericals, now one, you have to understand, children, this is not a mathematics paper. You need not be scared about it. It's an economics paper. So here what we will be judging you is that whether you've understood the economic concept or not. So first, if you are able to identify the concept itself and you write down that first part, if it's an equilibrium question that AD is equal to AS, or if it's a national income, you write down the first formula, whether it is NDP at FC through income method like that, you get 1 mark. Then after that comes solving the paper. Now, solving the question, you should not jump any step because each step marks is allotted. And finally, coming to the answer. Answer also separate 1 marks is allotted. Especially in economics, you will get questions on crores or lakhs, these denomination. So do not miss out on writing out the denominations. If your national income comes about 2,000 crores, do not miss out on writing that crores also. Okay, it can happen that you can lose a half mark there. So be very careful when you're attempting the numericals, and you need not to be afraid of that because every step numericals marks have been allotted. So you should follow the steps. Even if your final answer is wrong, you will not get entire 4 marks or 6 marks wrong. Okay, some marks will be allotted to you. Now, coming to the case-based question, your case-based or the paragraph-based questions that are asked, they are generally from newspaper articles, okay? And these articles are related to the concepts that you have studied. For example, suppose if you get an RBI report. Now, this RBI report may be related to the credit control measures. So you have to identify that which credit control measure they are trying to ask. And based on that, you need to write down the answers. Similarly, suppose if you get a case-based question or a paragraph-based question from Indian economic development, and it can be on global warming or it can be on pollution. So you have to relate to the present environmental problems or the challenges that the Indian economy is facing. So from that, you have to relate to that and you have to answer the question. So again, you will see that from the paragraph, 2-3 questions are asked, and then maybe 1 question is based on the concept. So it is very important for you to identify that concept and write down the answer. I think with all this, it will be easier for them to help score better.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your expertise has truly been eye-opening. And I'm sure our listeners are walking away with some great ideas and inspirations to score better in the upcoming exams. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And wishing all our students the very best for the economics paper.